A company is engaged in the manufacture of specialized sub-assemblies required for certain electronic equipment. The company envisages that in the forthcoming month, December 2012, the sales will take a pattern of 3:4:2, respectively, of sub-assemblies ACB, MCB, and DP. Sales will take a pattern, which means ACB, MCB, and DP, these are finished goods. And this will happen in the ratio of 3:4:2. The following is the schedule of components required for manufacture. Sub-assembly ACB, MCB, and DP, these are basically finished goods, and selling price is also given for all the three products. Baseboard components requirement, these are basically the raw material. So there are four raw material. One is baseboard, one is component 08, IC12, and IC26. And purchase price of all these raw materials are also given in the question. Further, the question says the direct labor time and variable overheads required for each of the sub-assemblies are. Labor, we require two types of labor, grade A, grade B, and variable overhead is already given in the question. Direct wage rate per hour is mentioned for grade A 5 rupees and for grade B 4 rupees. Further, the question says the labor work 8 hours a day for 25 days a month. So details are given for 1 month, which has 25 days, which is working days. Further, the question says the opening stock of sub-assemblies and components for December 2012 are as under. We have been given opening stock of sub-assemblies and components. Basically, both raw material as well as finished stock, opening stocks are given. Fixed overheads amounts to 7,57,000 for the month, and monthly profit target is 12 lakhs for the month. So we have fixed overhead 7,57,000 and monthly profit target is 12 lakhs. The company is eager for a reduction of the closing inventory for December 2012 of sub-assemblies and components by 10%. So whatever is their opening stock, the closing stock will be lesser by 10%. So if it is 800, closing stock will be 800 minus 10%, 720. Likewise for each of the finished goods as well as raw material. Is it? Yes. The company is eager for a reduction of closing inventory. Closing inventory here does not mean raw material only, it means finished goods also. Because further question has also mentioned sub-assemblies and components. So very clearly it has mentioned for raw material as well as finished goods. We are required to prepare what? Sales budget in quantity and value. So first is sales budget we are required to prepare. Then is production budget, component usage budget, component purchase budget in quantity and value, and manpower budget showing the number of workers and the amount of wages payable. So we need to show these details. First is sales budget. Why sales budget? Because in this question, if you look at it, number of units sold is not given. So to calculate that, we have to go to marginal costing. In marginal costing, we have a formula wherein how to calculate desired sales or sales to earn desired profit. If you remember, we'll just go to that formula, sales to earn desired profit. And what is the formula? Let's write that. So sales to earn desired profit is equals to total fixed cost plus desired profit divided by contribution per unit. This will give you sales in units, because the question wants sales in units as well as in rupees. So divided by contribution per unit. But in the given question, there is not one unit, there are three different products: ACB, MCB, and DP. Alright, ACB, MCB, and DP. So we will have to do some additional calculation. What is that calculation? We have to calculate contribution per unit of all the three products. Once we have calculated contribution per unit, then I will tell you the next step. So first step is, let's calculate contribution per unit of which product? ACB, MCB, and DP. Let's calculate contribution per unit of these three products first. So step 1, we will leave some space here so that we can come back to calculate our sales budget. Fine. So first one, computation of contribution per unit. So particulars and three products ACB, MCB and DP. These are the three products that we have. So first, selling price per unit. So selling price per unit for ACB is 520 and MCB it is 500 and DP it is 350 rupees. So selling price, we have got all the three products. From here we are going to subtract the variable cost per unit, less variable cost per unit. So variable cost here comprises of three things. First is the raw material, which are baseboard IC08, IC12 and IC26. And then we have labor cost. Labor cost means grade A labor, grade B labor. And then we have variable overhead. So these are the three components of the variable cost that we have. So first is material cost. Material cost. So material cost first is baseboard. Leave one line so that we can write workings for this. Next is IC08. Leave one line, IC12. And last one we have IC26. So these are the three raw materials we have. So let's read. For making ACB, how much raw material baseboard we require? We require one baseboard. So making ACB, we require one baseboard. For MCB also we require one baseboard. For DP also we require one baseboard. We are just writing the quantity. Alright. For making ACB, how much IC8 we require? So we require 8 units of IC8. For making MCB 2 and then for making DP also 2. So basically it is 8 units, 2 units and 2 units. Likewise, let's capture 4 units, 10 units and 4 units. Similarly, for IC26 we require how much? 2 units, 6 units and 8 units. Now we will multiply it with cost per unit to find out the material cost. So baseboard was 60 rupees. So into 60. Into 60 into 60. Similarly, IC8, what is the price per unit of IC8? 20 rupees. So into 20 into 20 into 20. Similarly, IC12 price is how much? 12 rupees. So into 12 into 12 into 12. Likewise for IC26 it is 8 rupees. So IC26 into 8 into 8 and into 8. Let's calculate these first. So first one is into 60. These are working. So 60 rupees, 60 rupees and this is also 60 rupees. 160 rupees, 40 rupees, 40 rupees, 48, 120, 48, 16, 6, 8, 48, 8, 8, 64. Alright. So let's add all the material cost first. So material cost, we are adding all these numbers. Alright. Carefully add, no mistake. So 60 plus 160 plus 48 plus 16. We got material cost 284. Next one, 60 plus 40 plus 120 plus 48. We got material cost 268. Third one, 60 plus 40 plus 48 plus 64. We got 212 rupees as material cost. So we have got our material cost total. So now we are going to add which cost? Here we are going to add labor cost. Labor cost. And labor cost also we have two grades of labor, grade A and grade, leave one line, and grade B. Alright. Now grade A, let's go in the same fashion. Let's go to the question. grade A, for making ACB, we required 8 hours. So for making ACB, we require 8 hours of grade A. For making MCB, we require 6 hours. Likewise, we require 4 hours. Similarly, grade B labor, we require 16 hours, we require 12 hours, and we require 8 hours. Alright, multiplied by what is the rate per hour? So it is 5 rupees per hour, and grade B is how much? 4 rupees per hour. So into 5 rupees, into 5 rupees, and this one into 4 rupees and 4 rupees. So let's calculate. 5 is 40, 5 6 30, 5 4 20, and this one 16, 32, 64, 48, 32. So we got total labor cost also. So 40 plus 64, we got 104. Here 30 plus 48, we got 78, and here 20 plus 32, 52. So we have got our labor cost. Let's write material cost as 1, labor cost as 2, and then we will write variable overheads. Variable overhead as 3. So how much is variable overhead? No calculation. It is 36, 24 and 24. So total variable cost per unit will be 1 plus 2 plus 3, means material cost. First one is material cost, then labor cost, and third one is variable overheads. Fine. So let's calculate all the three. So 284, this one 284 plus 104 plus 36. So we got total variable cost as 424. Second one 268 plus 78 plus 24. So we got 370 as a total variable cost per unit. Similarly, third one DP 212 plus 52 plus 24. So we got 288 rupees. Fine. Now we will calculate contribution per unit now. Contribution per unit. So contribution per unit, we know sales price per unit minus variable cost per unit. So we have calculated variable cost. Sales price per unit for ACB was 520. So 520 minus 424. So we got 96. Second one for MCB, we have selling price how much? Here we can look at here 500. So 500 minus 370. So our contribution is 130. And last one, it is 350 minus 288. So we have a contribution per unit of 62 rupees per unit. So we have been able to get our contribution details per unit. Let's go back above. So remember 96, 130 and 62. So we have three contribution, 96, 130 and 62. Now the question is, here it says contribution per unit. Remember when there are sales mix, how do we calculate? So we have to put one box, MI box. Let's follow that. So first, total fixed cost plus desired profit divided by contribution per unit. So let's make an MI box. So in the MI box, we are going to put all the three products. Which are the three products? ACB, MCB and DP. ACB, MCB and DP. Alright, it says contribution per unit. So this box becomes 1 unit. Alright, this box becomes 1 unit. So we will put in contribution per unit. Alright, contribution per unit we have calculated 96, 130 and 62. Comfortable? And what is their sales ratio? Sales ratio or sales mix, whatever is given. Sales ratio is, if you look at the question, sales ratio was how much? So 3:4:2. That is our sales ratio. So let's multiply these two. So 96 multiplied by 3, we have 288 and 130 multiplied by 4, 520 and 62 multiplied by 2, 124. Sum total of all the three, if you do the total of all the three items, you get 932. So we can say contribution of one box, which is 1 unit, is 932. Why did we do that? Because the formula says contribution per unit. So what we did, 1 unit, we made all the three products into one box. So one box became 1 unit. Alright. More of it you have already learned in a chapter called marginal costing. Alright. Now let's go back and calculate again sales to earn desired profit. So formula was total fixed cost. If you remember, how much was the total fixed cost? So total fixed cost was 7,57,200 plus desired profit is 12 lakhs divided by contribution per box, which is 932. So let's calculate this. So 7,57,200 plus 12 lakhs divided by 932, we get 2,100 units. Now this 2,100 units is number of units or number of boxes. So remember, this 2,100 is number of boxes. Very, very important. Now from here, let's calculate sales budget. So if I open one box, remember, if I open one box, what all products will come out? So there are three products which will come out. One is ACB and one is MCB and one is DP. And how many units of MCB and ACB and DP will come out? So if I open one box, 3 units of ACB will come out, 4 units of MCB will come out, and 2 units of DP will come out if I open one box. Comfortable? Remember again, inside one box, how many units we have put? We have put ACB, MCB and DP. Together we have put 3 plus 4 plus 2. So we have put 9 units. So if I open one box, how many units will come out? 3 plus 4 plus 2. 9 units will come out if I open one box. But how many boxes we have? We have 2,100 boxes. So if I open 2,100 boxes, how many units will come out if I open 2,100 boxes? But before that, forget that. Like I said, if I open one box, how many units will come out? 3 units. If I open 2 boxes, can I say 3 into 2? If I open 3 boxes, can I say 3 into 3? Likewise, if I open 2,100 box, can I say 3 into 2,100? Similarly, if I open one box, 4 units will come out. If I open 2 box, 4 into 2. If I open 3 box, 4 into 3. If I open 2,100 box, it will be 4 into 2,100. Similarly, this also, if I open 1, 2 into 1. If I open 2, 2 into 2. Similarly, if I open 2,100, 2 into 2,100 boxes will come out. So let's calculate this. 2,100 multiplied by 3. We got 6,300 units of ACB. 4 multiplied by 2,100. 8,400 units of MCB. 2,002 multiplied by 2,100. 4,200 units of DP. So we have got our sales budget. So this is our sales budget. Very, very important calculation. Sales budget, the source of this knowledge is a chapter marginal costing, desired profit or sales to earn desired profit. That topic. If you have understood it, good. If you want some more calculation to learn this, please go to marginal costing, check out questions where we have calculated sales to earn desired profit. Just redo those few questions. You will be comfortably able to understand this part. This is the most important part of the question. So we have calculated our sales budget. First question, answer number A. But this is only in units. We have to also calculate in rupees. So let's go down and calculate our sales budget in rupees. Fine. So first, computation in units and in rupees. So particulars, sales budget. So sales means finished goods. All right. There are three finished goods: ACB, MCB, and DP. So there are three finished goods. Fine. So sales budget in units as computed above. Do you remember how much was it? So this was 6,300. This was 8,400 and this was 4,200. Let's go back and check 6,300, 8,400 and 4,200. So we have written it correctly. Now, so this is our sales budget in units. Can we write a total column and do the total of these three? Answer is no, we cannot do, because these are three different products. We cannot do the total of these three items. Now, selling price per unit. So selling price per unit, let's go to the question. Selling price per unit is 520. All right, in rupees. 520, this is 500 and this is 350. So let's multiply and write our total sales budget in rupees. So 6,300 multiplied by 520. So we get 32,76,000 rupees. 8,400 multiplied by 500, we get 42 lakhs. 4,200 multiplied by 350, so we get 14,70,000. Remember, all these three are in rupees. So can we do total of it? Answer is yes. So we have got the total 89,46,000. This is the total sales budget in rupees. So units we have already written and this is the answer for rupees. Let's go on to the next part of the question. So the next part of the question says calculate production budget. So we need to calculate the production budget. So next statement showing computation of production budget. Statement showing computation of production budget. So first, particulars. Now answer my question. We are going to produce raw material or finished goods. So production budget means we are going to produce finished goods. So particulars and finished goods. And there are three finished goods: ACB, MCB and DP. Fine. So first one, to calculate production budget we need sales details. So sales budget. Remember, production budget will be in units. So here sales budget will also be taken the units calculation. First, for the format, add closing stock of what? Of finished goods less the opening stock of finished goods. So let's copy the sales budget that we have calculated above. So first one is 6,300, next is 8,400 and third one was 4,200. All right. So we have calculated above, we have just copied these details here. So let's go to our inventory details. So opening stock is given in the question. Opening stock of sub-assemblies and components are given. So let's calculate copy the opening stock. So first one for ACB, it is 800 and 1200 and 2800. These are the opening stock, and it says closing stock will be 10% less. It will be 10% less. It says reduction of closing inventory by 10%. So closing stock will be 10% less. Means, can I say it will be 90% of opening stock? So 90% means 800 multiplied by 90%. So it will be 720 units. 1200 multiplied by 90%. So it will be 1080 units. And last one, 2800 multiplied by 90%, 2520 units. Alright, or you can directly do 800 minus 10%, because 10% is the reduction. 720,200 minus 10%, like that also you can do. These are negative numbers. So let's sum it up. 6300 plus 720 minus 800. So we get 6220 units. 8400 plus 1080 minus 1200, we get 8280 units. Last one, 4200 plus 2520 minus 2800. So we get 3920 units. What is this? This is our production budget. So we got our production budget also. So I have told you first sales budget, then production budget, and then consumption budget. So now we have to prepare consumption budget. Even if the question asks you to prepare in some other sequence, remember sequence is important. Sales, production, consumption. So next is consumption budget. Statement. Statement showing computation of consumption budget. Let's get on to format first. So particulars. Now question is, consumption means consumption of finished goods or raw material. So it means raw material. So heading will be raw material here. And how many types of raw material are there? There is baseboard, IC08, IC12 and IC26. So there are 4 types of raw material. Fine. So first one, to calculate consumption budget, we need to know production. So first one, production budget. So we are producing 3 products: ACB, leave one line, MCB, leave one line, and DP. Leave one line and then write the total, because in that one line we are going to write working for this. So to make ACB, let's go to the question. To make ACB, I need what? I need 1 baseboard, 8 IC8, 4 IC12 and 2 IC26. If you see, ACB is written here and raw materials are written here on the heading. Means exactly the same format as we have adopted. Means copying the data from the question will be very smooth. We just need to horizontally copy the data. So it will be for ACB 1, 8, 4, 2. I'm just copying in a straight line horizontally. Alright, in a straight line like this. Horizontally in a straight line, horizontally in a straight line. Like that I'm copying. So because the format here and the format in the question has become same. So for MCB it is 1, 2, 10 and 6. For DP it is 1, 2, 4 and 8. Comfortable? This is for how many units of ACB? 1 unit of ACB. But we are making how many units of ACB? We are making 6,300 units of ACB, 8,400 units of MCB, and 4,200 units of DP, right? So, correct? No, we have written it wrong. Please edit this. So, we are making how many units of ACB? So, we are making 6,220 units of ACB and 8,280 units of MCB and 3,920 units of DP. Remember, this is what we are producing. Don't write the sales details. Don't write this detail. This is what we were selling, but this is what we are producing. So production budget has to be written there, not the sales budget. So for making 1 unit of ACB, I required 1. So for making 6,220, it will be into 6,220. Here also into 6,220, 6,220, and here also 6,220. Likewise, for making 1 unit of MCB, I require 1. So, for making 8,280, I require 1 into 8,280. Similarly, into 8,280, 8,280, and last one also 8,280. Likewise, for making DP also, same thing. For making 1 unit of DP, I required how much? So, I required 3,920. For making 1 unit of DP, I required 1 unit of baseboard. So for making 3,920 units of DP, I require 1 into 3,920. So into 3,920. Into 3,920. This also into 3,920. These are all the workings that we have done, and above that the final number we can write. Alright. So let's write the final number. 6,220 into 1 equals, so 6,220. Here 8 equals 49,760. 4 equals 24,880 and 2 equals 12,440. Fine. Next one, 8,280 into 1 equals 8,280. 2 equals, so 16,560. 10 equals 82,800 and 6 equals 49,680. Likewise, 3,920 into 1 equals 3,920. 2 equals 7,840. 4 equals 15,680 and 8 equals 31,360. So we have got these numbers. Let's add it up and we will get the total. Carefully, because there are so many numbers in the calculation. So first one, 6,220 plus 8,280 plus 3,920. So it is 18,420 units. Next one, 49,760 plus 16,560 plus 7,840. We got 74,160. Third one, 24,880 plus 82,800 plus 15,680. We got 1,23,360. Last one, 12,440 plus 49,680 plus 31,360. We got 93,480 units. So this is our raw material consumption details. So total raw material consumption details. So let's write here. Fine. Once we have got our total raw material consumption budget, we have to make the next budget. Next budget is which budget? Raw material purchase budget. Alright, purchase budget has to be calculated both in quantity as well as in rupees. All right, let's go to our next budget, which is raw material purchase budget in quantity as well as in rupees. So let's start our next budget. Statement showing computation of raw material purchase budget, or just write statement showing computation of purchase budget in quantity and in rupees, right? Let's calculate this budget first. So first, format particulars, and here heading will be raw material. So again, first one is baseboard IC08, IC12 and IC26. So these are the four types of raw material that we have. So first one, consumption budget. So we have already calculated consumption budget above. Let's copy that data. First one is 18,420, 74,160, 1,23,360, and last one 93,480. So this is what we have calculated. All right. So from our consumption budget, formula is same: add closing stock of raw material, yes, very good, and less opening stock of raw material. Fine. So let's go back to our question and find out how much is our closing stock and opening stock. So here opening stocks are given. So how much is the opening stock? Let's write our opening stock: 1,600, and this is 1,200, 6,000, and last one is 4,000. And it said closing stock is 10% lower than this. So 1,600 minus 10%. We can calculate 1,440, and 1,200 minus 10%, 1,080. Right, 1,080. 6,000 minus 10%, we have 5,400, and last one 4,000 minus 10%, we have 3,600. All right. So all opening stock we will write in negative terms. Let's calculate how much is our which budget? Purchase budget. Fine. So 18,420 plus 1,440 minus 1,600, we get 18,260 units. Next one, 74,160 plus 1,080 minus 1,200. We have 74,040 units. Third one, 1,23,360 plus 5,400 minus 6,000. We get 1,22,760. Last one, 93,480 plus 3,600 minus 4,000. We get 93,080. So we have got our which budget? Purchase budget. Now we have to convert this purchase budget into cash budget. So here cost per unit. So but here total purchase budget in quantity. All right, this is in quantity. So we will multiply quantity into cost per unit. So baseboard, let's go to the question again. Baseboard was how much? Purchase price 60 rupees here. 60 rupees, 20 rupees, 12 rupees and 8 rupees. So 60 rupees, 20 rupees, 12 rupees and 8 rupees. This is our cost per unit in rupees. So total purchase cost of raw material. Of course, purchase cost of raw material will be in rupees only. So in rupees. So 18,260 multiplied by 60. So we get 10,95,600. 74,040 multiplied by 20. So we get 14,80,800. 1,22,760 multiplied by 12. So we get 14,73,120. And last one, 93,080 multiplied by 8, we get 7,44,640. So our total cash budget that we require, we can sum all the four amount that we require is 47,94,160 rupees. This is our total cash budget that we require. All right, 47,94,160 rupees, our cash budget or purchase budget in rupees. So let's go to our question again and check out what is the next calculation. So component usage budget, consumption budget we have done. Component purchase budget in quantity and in value we have already done. The next part of the question says compute manpower budget showing number of workers and amount of wages payable. Very important, because most of the question do not have this manpower calculation. This is one such question where we are required to calculate manpower. Remember, to calculate the manpower hours, we need to start our calculation from production budget. All right, because manpower cannot have any opening stock, cannot have any closing stock. Labor do not have any opening or closing stock. So directly from production, very basic simple calculation. One such question you will learn, you will be able to remember it. So next calculation, statement showing computation of manpower budget. Statement showing manpower budget, or in simple words, labor budget. It says number of workers and amount of wages payable. To calculate the number of workers required, we need to know how many units we are going to produce, and for producing that many number of units, how many labor hours we require. So first we need to find out how many labor hours we require. So particulars, and here labors, because there are two types of labor, grade A and grade B. All right, grade A labor and grade B labor. So first one, production budget. Like I said, manpower budget, the starting point will always be production budget. So we are producing three products, ACB, MCB, leave one line, and DP. All right. So let's find out, to make ACB, how many hours we require of grade A. So to make ACB, we require 8 hours of grade A. We require 16 hours of grade B. Yes, to make ACB, I require 8 hours of grade A and 16 hours of grade B. Similarly, to make MCB, I require 6 hours of grade A and 12 hours of grade B. Likewise, to make DP, I require 4 hours of grade A and 8 hours of grade B. Alright, now question is how many units of ACB we were making. So we have to go back to production budget. So if you remember, it was 6,220, but let's check it once more. It was how much? 6,220 here, production budget. 6,220, and 8,280 and 3,920. So 6,220, 8,280, and last one was 8,280 and last one was 3,920. So last one is 3,920. All right. So for making 1 unit of ACB, it required 8 hours. So for making 6,220, it will be 8 hours multiplied by 6,220. Here also 6,220. Here it will be multiplied by 8,280. Here 12 multiplied by 8,280. Similarly, 4 multiplied by how much? 3,920. 4 multiplied by 3,920. Here also 3,920. Comfortable? Now let's multiply and sum it up. So 6,220 into 8 equals 49,760 hours, and 16 equals 99,520 hours. Next one, 8,280 multiplied by 6 equals, so we get 49,680 hours, and next is 12 equals 99,360 hours. Last one, 3,920 into 4 equals 15,680, and 8 equals, we get 31,360 hours. Let's sum up. This is the working for your revision. When you revise, you should not get confused how these numbers are coming. So for your own learning, keep writing these numbers. So 49,760 plus 49,680 plus 15,680. We get 1,15,120 hours of grade A. Similarly, second one, 99,520 plus 99,360 plus 31,360. We get 2,30,240 hours of grade B. So we got the number of hours for grade A and grade B. Now, can we multiply with rate per hour and get the amount in rupees? Answer is no, because the question has asked showing the number of workers. So first we need to show the number of workers. So this is the hours per month. All right, this is the hours per month. So we have to divide it by number of hours one worker will work in 1 month. Remember, this is the total hours for 1 month. Divide by number of hours one worker will work for 1 month. We will get the number of workers. So this is the total hours required per month. All right, for grade A and grade B. So next budget we have to calculate what? Number of workers. So from here only we can subtract hours available per labor or per worker. So how many hours are available per labor? Let's go to our question and find out from there. So in the question only it has been mentioned that laborer work for 8 hours for 25 days. Laborers work for 8 hours for 25 days. So per worker we have 8 hours multiplied by 25 days. We have 200 hours per worker. So if we divide it by 200 hours per worker, we will get the number of workers that we require to have. So 1,15,120 divided by 200 hours. So we need 575.60 workers. Similarly, for the next one, 2,30,240 divided by 200 hours, we need 1,151.20 workers. Now, what do we do with point? Should we round off to the nearest number? Answer is no, we cannot round off to the nearest number. Why do we need to round off? Because workers cannot be hired in fraction, in decimal. There has to be a full worker. If we round off to the nearest number, mistake will happen. Why? We may run short of hours. All right. So we don't have to round off to the nearest number. We have to round off to the next higher number. So it will be 576 workers, and this will be 1152 workers. Remember, not nearest number to the next number, because workers, if we round off to the nearest number, we may fall short of the hours. All right. So next higher number we have to round off. Rounding off is important because workers cannot be had in fraction. So this is the number of workers required. Workers required. All right. So this is our answer to the next calculation, which said number of workers. So we have shown the number of workers. Now the next one is amount of wages payable. Amount of wages payable. So next one, computation of amount of wages payable to workers. Of course, wages you will pay to workers. Wages payable to workers. So first one, particulars, and here workers. Grade A and grade B, because there are two. Can we do total of it? Answer is yes, we can do total of it, because ultimately it will be in rupees. So rupees can be done total. So number of workers required as computed above. We have already computed this above, as computed above. So how many workers? We require 576 workers and 1152 workers. Can we do total? Answer is no. Both are different grades. Now labor rate is given per worker per hour or per worker per month. So labor rate is given worker per hour. So we have to multiply with number of hours per month. Number of hours per month. How much is the number of hours per month we have? So one worker will work for 200 hours. Remember 200 hours? How? 25 days and 8 hours per day. So total they will work for 200 hours. So how much is the total hours worked? So total hours worked would be 576 multiplied by 200. So it will be 1,15,200 hours. And this one will be 1,152 multiplied by 200. So it will be 2,30,400 hours. Alright. Now this is the hours. We can multiply with labor rate per hour. Per hour. How much is the labor rate per hour? So first one is rupees 5 and second one is rupees 4. Now 1,15,200 multiplied by 5, we get 5,76,000 rupees, and second one 2,30,400 multiplied by 4, we get 9,21,600. We can do a total. In total, the total labor budget is going to cost us 14,97,600. This is our total labor budget. So this was the final question. What was asked? Manpower budget showing number of workers and wages payable. So wages payable is this much, and number of workers we have already calculated above and shown. Very important question. From exam point of view, it will open up all your concept requirement. This can be marked as revision before exam. Very important question to do sales budget, production budget, consumption budget, purchase budget, cash budget, labor budget. So you are getting to solve every kinds of budget in this question. It is taking a lot of time, yes, but for revision purpose, one question and almost all the concepts of budget chapter will be done. Mark this question extremely important. Solve it at least once before exam also. But for now, at least 3 times you are required to solve this question to get control over this question. If you have got control over this question, means your concepts are very clear, and that is what is required in costing. Thank you.